congrats on the win, a season high in rebounds and blocks. So it's more than the offense that helped you get the win tonight.
Yeah, no, just a great effort. 48 minutes, as you alluded to. I mean, 11 block shots was huge. I thought, for the most part, our attention to detail with a team that loves to get out in transition was pretty good. Our one-on-one defense, our shifts, but the activity in general was something that really fueled our offense. Obviously got outscored 128 points. I thought our bench was really good. Obviously offensive production, 60-plus points off the bench. I think they had 30 at halftime, 30 assists. But, I told them before the game, we got to create the energy defensively and offensively through our activity, and that can be the same thing on offense with just how we move the ball and touch the paint and kick it out. So the guys did a great job of that, and obviously turned into a great win for us.
Taylor, at this point, do you kind of have an answer for how, after you guys get like a bad loss, you guys just kind of turn the page and get a win right away? Is that just something that it's hard to explain, or something you're just proud of how this team can respond after that?
Yeah, obviously we have a great ability to respond, which is great. The unfortunate thing is we put ourselves in those positions, so can't really put a pin on why we have some tough losses at times. We're trying to continue to find that consistency, but obviously a credit to them when we have a tough loss, our guys rebound and they embrace that. But now we're just going to continue to build on that one game after another. We've been saying that all season long, and we need that even more now.
And then how would you assess kind of how Desmond kind of handled taking over that secondary ball handler role you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, no, I thought he did a really good job. There was times where he, initiated half-court offense for us, but I thought with our defensive activity, some of the lineups where he was the point guard, we had multiple guys initiating the offense, getting out, playing in transition, kick-aheads. So I'll go back and watch the film and see, how he operated as that kind of lead guard. But I thought, for the small sample size, he did a really good job attacking, playmaking, small sample size. Go back and just continue to build on it. But, really encouraged what we saw out of that second unit, that kind of mixture of, multiple playmakers. Again, our bench was huge for us tonight.
And Des, specifically, can you just talk about the way that he played today and sort of the boost that he gave you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, came out, hit a big shot to start the game, tough shot, but, I thought he did a really good job, balancing, the scoring ability, shot, 4 for 7 from the three-point line, 2 assists, and it's just going to be fun to watch over the next couple of weeks, just him assume more playmaking, not just from a scoring standpoint, but he always plays with great poise and patience out there, but also has those great bursts on the offensive end, and then, obviously, we always challenge him defensively to take on different matchups tonight, obviously with Heald, who's a guy that can just light fire. I thought he did a good job in those situations. Halliburton as well. A few possessions here and there on Fox too. He did a really good job.
Let's go to Sean Coleman on Zoom.
Sorry about that. Coach, tonight it really looked like that. First off, congratulations on the win. It looked tonight like there was a much better job when it came to running the Kings off the three-point line. I believe 9 of 42 from the field, just early and often, just were not a lot of looks, especially with how well Buddy Hield and others had been shooting the three. It really seemed like that was a point of emphasis and also was very effective.
Yeah, definitely a point of emphasis. I mean, obviously they still shot 42, which is still high volume there, but I thought, early in the game, first half, the duress a lot of those threes were under were really good, whether that was coming off a pick and roll and a guy shooting it and a hand in the face. Our shifts getting out with heavy contests, as the game went on, they started getting some open looks, but hopefully it was a product of us just kind of wearing them down, that a lot of their open threes that we didn't get out to were a little short. But definitely thought, to your question, I thought early in the game, first half, the activity and urgency to defend the three-point line was really good, despite them even getting them up.
This stretch without Ja, I'm sure it'll be different on a night-to-night basis as far as matchups, but could you ask for a better start from the guys that are filling in for him in the meanwhile?
Yeah, no, obviously a great first game, with Ja being out, but it's, kind of always the case when we have Ja in the lineup too. It's, any given opportunity for a guy to go out there and have a great game for us, the way we play unselfishly offensively and defensively. Obviously, Ja means so much to us, but, these guys know the responsibility to come out there and just continue to play better, and any given night, as long as you're making the right play, anyone can have a great night for us. So really excited to see, DB obviously played really well, Des played well, we had multiple guys off the bench, Milt had a good game, BC's been playing really well, but any other given night, Jaron, Ty, Steven, whomever else, Zaire, all those guys can contribute, and when everyone's contributing, we're having a good night offensively and hopefully defensively too.
Anything else? One more. Coach, NBA is all about runs. You got off to the big run. Your defense was able to contain any amazing run they did. What did you do to keep them from getting on a run?
Just stick with the plan. We just kept talking about playing winning basketball one possession at a time. There's definitely a big emphasis at halftime with a 24-point lead. So, we're broken records here. You got to control what you can control. It's definitely a game of runs, but our guys were really locked in and knew that, when we went on a run, that we were going to come out, we're going to get that next stop, and we're going to get out and run again and make the right play. So, that's the big challenge for this group, is to continue to embrace that on a nightly basis, whether you're up, down, tied, runs, no runs. Great. Thanks, everybody. Yep.